Hi you guys, my name is Tamika. This is my channel Tamika Uploaded, and today we're going to be reviewing two books: Melissa Lander's Starflight and Jessica Corey's Forbidden Wish. It feels like it's been forever, but I'm so excited to see you guys again. We're gonna do two books in this video, and the reason why I'm doing two books in this particular video is because these books surprisingly are amazing to me. Like, I didn't think these were gonna be good books. I didn't think they were gonna be about much. I thought they were kind of interesting. I thought that Starflight was gonna be well overhyped. I was gonna be like, yeah, let me just read this so I can just say that I read it. Like, that's how I really felt about that. Forbidden Wish, I was like, oh my goodness, how many times can we write about Arabian Nights? Like, I was so lowballing both of these books, but after I read them, I was absolutely amazed. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about them. And so the first book we're going to talk about is The Forbidden Wish. And this is the story of Aladdin, or 1001 Nights, as told through the eyes of the genie, whose name is Zara. Initially, she feels she's despised by Aladdin. She just like, please get your wishes over with so I can be done with you. Due to the fact that during this time, genies are being trapped around the world, the prince of all the genies gets trapped. And so she has made an offer that if she can find the prince of the genies and free him, that the king of the genies will free her. So now, not only is she trying to help Aladdin in his mission to get revenge for his family, but now she is also on her own personal mission that may or may betray Aladdin's dreams, but in order for her to set herself free. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. This is a wild ride. I love the detail of the little mini missions that Aladdin and Zara go through. I love that she did not like him and that she grew to slowly respect him, and then it moved to kind of like, I deal with you now. You know, I like you. I respect you. And I love Aladdin and his growth because he had a very, I just want revenge. He was very juvenile. And then as he is making his wishes, he's getting to know Zara. He's getting to know the royals, and he's learning more about himself. He becomes a more mature person, and he starts seeing the bigger picture of what's really happening in his home. Another thing that was just so magnificent was these action sequences, and girl power all over this book. I mean, Jessica really packed it in full of action. If you are tired of just reading like these simple little silly stories, and you're really looking for a standalone novel that is packed, brimming with beautiful imagery of just these wars and these fights with jinns and these fights with swordsmanship and these women. I mean, the women in here are absolutely amazing. There's like a Robin Hood character who's kind of taking from the rich and giving to the poor, and it's just so awesome when it's actually revealed who that person is. You'll never see it coming, I promise you won't. And I just really want you to give this book a chance. You may feel like it's a little slow in the beginning, maybe even feel like Zara may be a little whiny in some places. She's not whiny, but you can tell she's kind of over it. And there's these small flashbacks to her old life that led her to be so bitter. However, I want you to try to stick through it and just give this book a chance. And if you've read it, please let me know down below what were your thoughts and if you liked it. And if you have not read it, please put this on your TBR because I really want to know how you felt about this book. So I really enjoyed this book. I want to know what you're gonna rate it. If you like this video so far, please comment down below and please leave a like, and if you're new, subscribe and follow me on the Twitters so I can talk to you more personally, because I just love talking to people, and Twitter's where I do that, and I'm gonna have a video about that coming soon for those who are newbies with Twitter or newbies with the community in general. All right, that is my shameless plug. On with the rest of the video. The next book, now this book I added between the two of them was just like just did everything and did all the feels for me. Okay, and that is Starflight by Melissa Landers. This was a very heavily hyped YA novel, and rightfully so, because this is a Hyperion book, which, you know, is really huge publishing company for, you know, YouTube here, especially in the YA family. I thought that it was going to be too hyped for me. I waited quite a few months after this book was released before I actually decided to pick it up, and the only reason why I picked it up is because I found it, of course, in my local library, and I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Like, I couldn't get myself to spend the money because I was really scared it was going to be really, really horrible, even though I knew so little actually about this book. This is the story of a girl named Solara who grew up poor and in orphanages. Was actually convicted with a felony, which you don't find out until later in the book what that felony was. But either way, when you have a felony, it's actually tattooed on your hand so people will see. And even though she is talented in things like machinery and building, no one wants to take a chance on her due to the fact that she has a felony. They find her untrustworthy. So she decides that she really wants to make a life for herself. In order for her to do that, she has to go outside the law. And outside the law is where we call the outer realm. And so the only way to do this is, of course, by spaceship. And being that she is poor, she can't just get her own spaceship. So she does what I would like to call intergalactic hitchhiking. And so she actually runs into a man who's on his way to outer realm, or at least close to it. And she's like, hey, can I catch a ride with you? You know, I can do something in exchange to help you. And so he takes her up on her bargain, of course, but only in a way of making her a slave on his ship and demeaning her and being rude to her and very hateful towards her. And it's just to the point where she actually gets into a fight with him that leads to him losing his memory. These two actually end up coming across some space pirates, and that is where our story truly takes off. When I was reading this book, I kept saying on Goodreads, and you know, you can go look it up, I said, this reminds me so much of Firefly. And I've not seen all of Firefly, but I love Firefly. But this reminds me so much of it, and I just didn't get it. And then I finally went and looked up some other synopsis about the book, because like I said, I went into this book blind, and they were like, this is Overboard meets Firefly. So I was like, yes, it is, you know. So I'm so glad someone else saw it. And if you haven't seen Overboard, that movie came out probably about in the 80s or 90s, and it stars Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, where she's this rich stuck-up woman who treats Kurt Russell on her boat like a douchebag, and then she goes overboard. And when Kurt Russell jumps in to go save her and pulls her out from the water and takes her to the hospital, come to find out she's lost her memory. And so he switched the tables on her by telling her that, oh, well, you're my wife, and these children, they're our children. And tells the children to treat her like a mom so that he can kind of enslave her for all the crap she put him through. But it is a really good movie. You'll love it. If you love Goldie Hawn, and if you love Kurt Russell, and if you think they are amazing together in the film, you are going to love that movie. I'm not trying to promote the movie, but I'm trying to tell you, if you've seen Overboard and if you've seen Firefly, you will love this book. This is absolutely amazing. It's just one of those books where I say has numerous adventures. I love a book with an overall story, but it has its ups and downs with different adventures where they have to overcome something else, and then it seems okay, then you have to overcome something else, then it seems okay. And I just love that. I want to constantly be engaged in a story that pulls me in, and that's what I really liked about Starflight. And so I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Now, people have a lot to say, but I read books and I choose a 5 out of 5 stars if it takes me on a journey from beginning to the end. That's what I really choose from a book, is how do I feel about the characters, but how do I feel about the journey in which the author takes these characters on. That's what's important to me. This book did everything that I needed it to do and more, being that I thought it was going to be trash, and maybe because I lowballed it so much that maybe that's why I gave it such a high rating. but I enjoyed it. It's very easy to read, and I want to know, hey, have you read this? If you have, please let me know down below. And if you haven't, let me know down below if you're gonna add this to your TBR. I hope I persuaded you. That concludes the 2 books that were surprisingly really good to me, and I'm so glad I got to share that with you guys. I have other books that are coming up. We're gonna talk about books that really scared me, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to share that with you guys because no book scares me. But these books have. And speaking of scary books, I am currently reading My Best Friend's Exorcism, and as you can see, I've already begun the note-taking process. This book is straight up bananas. If you've read this book, please let me know. This book is by Grady Hendrix. This book was described as Beaches meets The Exorcism. I don't really read books about friendship, but I actually enjoy this story, and I think it's very interesting. It's making me think about my friends. But I just wanted to let y'all know what I'm reading. If you want to pick it up and talk to me on Twitter about it, feel free. But if you've already read it, I want to know if you liked it or not. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching my video. I know that I rambled on, but anyway, I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. And